Man, what's up?
Are you on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Really?
Much better.
Much better? It's been a long time.
What, how long? About 3 weeks?
Almost a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know y'all wondering, like, where are we? How come we're not uploading or anything? But, you know, this little lady here, she been sick.
I have not been sick like that. That long?
For 3 weeks.
Oh,
We
okay.
were sick. We weren't sick for 3 weeks?
Yeah, but it seemed like it's been longer than that.
It's
Because
been longer
I've been well since, what, about 2 weeks? About 2 weeks now?
Yeah, but I'm just talking about why they haven't seen you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I've been sick.
Family. This chick is very complicated. But, you know, we are happy that we're back.
I'm glad to be back.
We're back to business. Family, our children are doing well.
Yes.
You know, and man, we want to.
It was a rough 3 weeks.
It was rough. It was
on
rough.
top of rainy season, so.
Yeah.
But it's good. We're back, and the sun is shining.
Yes. So we are excited, and we want to interview a friend of ours, and we want to share this with you. It's very, very exciting news.
Very exciting.
Yet another entrepreneur establishing business in
the
Gambia. Man, it's amazing.
And this friend of ours is just the sweetest. One of the first people that we met when we got to the Gambia. One of the sweetest people that we could have ever met. She's a lovely person, and I'm so excited, so proud, and just humbled to actually be a part and being able to interview her today.
Yeah.
So this is exciting for us.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
It's been 400 years of slavery and oppression. The shackles are broken, and we learned our lesson. Leaving the land of the free and the home of the brave. Dry bones in the valley, coming out of the grave. Hey, I'm going home.
All right. Listen, we are getting ready to introduce and interview this wonderful person that we've been talking about. But first, let me just say, you know, we are happy to be back. And we don't say this very often, but we want y'all to subscribe, like, share. You know, if you are impacted by anything that we do or that we present by way of video, you know, go ahead and subscribe, especially you guys that are coming back on a consistent basis, but you're not subscribing, okay? So with that being said, we want to introduce this wonderful lady that we've been talking about in the person of Gabby.
Yay! Welcome.
All right. So Gabby, let's just dive in with no hesitation and no reservation. Give me an introduction of who you are. Who is Gabby?
Gabby, who am I?
Who are you?
I am a part of the whole.
Okay.
Okay. Can you go into a little bit more detail?
She's about to go deep.
A part of the whole.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
I am one perspective of the all. My personal beliefs are that we are each one part of the all. So I'm experiencing life through my perspective, and you know that's just one perspective.
Man, that's
I
powerful.
mean, I don't know how to better say that.
That's well said.
Absolutely.
And well stated.
Yeah.
And I've been through some challenges since childhood, but these days, my motto is that my best days are ahead of me. So I'm really going with that, sticking with that every day these days. Can't say it was always that way, but these days that's my motto. I'm sticking with that.
Amazing.
Wow.
Give us a little background on what you were doing in the West on a professional level.
Let's see, for over 25 years, I worked in various libraries. I was a library assistant, and during the last 15 years, I also worked at Atlanta Airport. I worked at an airline at Atlanta Airport.
Right,
And
that was
it
good.
was very
That was good.
informative. I didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, and it was all a very good learning experience. And it was weird working Monday through Friday in the quiet hush hush library,
Right.
and then every Saturday and Sunday for the first 9 years, I was in the loud jet engines. You know, I was outside. I was on the ramp.
Amazing.
So I was below wing, working on the ramp, and then I worked in the bag room for my last year there. And it was a great experience. I loved my coworkers. You know, it was great. Completely different from what I had ever experienced before, and I learned a lot out there. Learned how to work equipment I never worked before. Developed some skills I never knew were in me. You know, but it was a great experience.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. It's amazing how you can realize just by what you do on an everyday basis, the skill set that you have on the inside of you that has never been utilized.
Right.
Until
Didn't
you
know
have
it was
to
in
put
there.
a position to notice it. I like that. Yeah. But you know what? If Eric didn't ask that question, I was gonna stop.
Okay.
You know, normally if Gabby and I she comes down to the restaurant, we'll sit down and we'll talk, and I mean our conversations go so deep, you know, one of us will start crying. And I love that about her. She's my friend because I can relate to her. We can relate on a lot of different levels. But you mentioned something when you were talking about being a whole, and then you said something along the lines of what you had gone through as a child, and it hasn't always been that way, but your perspective now.
Yes.
A lot of times people will use, you know, what they've been through and will go through life looking from those lenses.
Right.
But you chose to look through a different lens.
Right.
And we'll get later on in the interview, we'll talk about that and how that correlates with what you're doing.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, as we move on, I think this would be a great opportunity to ask the question, how did you transition from the West to Gambia?
Ooh, okay. It was completely different from what I'm used to, you know, coming from Atlanta, Georgia, U.S. I've traveled a little prior to, but I've never been to this continent before.
Okay.
Never experienced this type of culture before.
So what made you want to come though?
Several things. I don't remember when we were kids and Roots came out. At that time, I think I was like 5 years old, and I only watched the first 2 episodes. And when they beat Kunta Kinte and made him say Toby, I cried, and I didn't want to watch the rest of it. So I never watched the rest of it until after I got here, actually.
Wow.
And then I watched the full 6 episodes or something. But so I watched the full series.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it amazing to remember that, and then to actually be here
Where it started.
Where it
took
started.
place.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So for most of my life, I don't remember hearing about Gambia. I never heard of Gambia that I could recall, except for those first 2 episodes when I was 5. So, but I didn't realize it was mentioned in there.
Yeah.
So up until now, I had never heard of Gambia. But last summer, I came across the Bag Family videos on YouTube.
What's up, Rick? Cynthia? How y'all doing?
And so I saw, okay, these are Americans that are living in this place called the Gambia, and they seem to be doing okay. You know, they're surviving, they're getting through it. You know, so,
They inspire so many people. So many people.
So that's what made me start looking at. Well, let me look into this place called the Gambia. You know, see what they're about. What's that like?
Well, now that you're here on the ground,
Yes.
how do you plan to impact? Because anybody coming here and making a move like this, you got to come with the intention of impacting Gambia and the local community.
True.
So let me pose that question. How do you plan to impact Gambia and the local community?
With this business that I am planning to open called Intro. It's really a way for us to connect. This is my hope, is that we as the diaspora returning to, repatriating to the continent, or some of us returning to where our families originated. I want us to have a way to reconnect with the people who grew up here and maybe lost family members through that process. And so I want us to build that bridge and actually work together. And this is not going to be the first time. There are other adventures, that are successful that are doing that here. Mama Land Properties as well.
Absolutely. What's up, Mama Land?
Our good friends.
That's
Amadi, Cherno.
Yeah, that's a collaboration that's doing well, I believe. And several other examples, where people have partnered with, like the Happy Companion partnered with local.
What's up, Happy Companion? What's going on?
Hey,
Hey man, you touching everybody that we connected to. All right.
I've watched a lot of YouTube.
But she calling out people that we personally know, we personally have relationships with.
There are a lot of groups here where they are making partnerships and bridging those gaps, so that we can reconnect with our family. So with Intro, I'm hoping to provide another venue or another opportunity to dig even deeper and to bridge more of those gaps. So that's why I chose to place it near Brikama, which is a heavily populated area here in the Gambia. And I want it to be in a place where we can provide jobs, lots of jobs for local people, and also breed that. It's supposed to be like a collaboration between the two.
So what can people experience when they come there? What is Intro?
Okay, Intro is a multifunctional family entertainment center that we intend to build here. And the way I envision it, it's like, if you can picture this compound, right? So this big space, and you come into the gate, park in the parking lot, and when you get out your car, you're going to walk up this walkway that's lined with vendors on both sides of the walkway. So it might be 10 to 20 vendors, evenly spaced on both sides of the walkway. And those vendors will be local Gambian business owners and also repat business owners that want to have an audience with the potential visitors to Intro. So you walk up this walk, you get out your car within the compound, walk up this walkway, and then you come into the entrance. You come in underneath this two staircases on both sides of it, and then you're looking at an open atrium. So if you look to your left, you'll see a cafeteria, and then restrooms, and then the children's playroom, and then straight ahead will be two entrances into the indoor roller skating rink.
A roller skating rink?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Y'all hear that, Gambia?
That's the plan.
You got a roller skating rink, probably the first roller skating rink here in the Gambia.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And then, so coming to the right of the indoor roller skating rink, you'll see my office, and then you'll see a small hallway that leads, if you go down the hallway to the right, will be a reading room. And then come back out to the end of this hallway, and right here immediately on your right is a gift shop. So that's my vision.
So we got vendor space.
Yes, vendor space.
Parking space.
Yes.
What did you say? A reading room?
Yes.
Reading room, office,
gift shop.
Gift shop. Roller skating.
Roller
Did I
skating
mention
rink.
roller skating rink? Okay.
Children's playroom.
Children's playroom.
Right.
And the cafeteria.
Cafeteria. Wow.
That's the first level on the inside. So
What's
now if
on
you
the
go up,
second level?
if you go up one of the 2 staircases above the entrance, inside you'll see the the walkway around, because it's an open atrium, so you
Okay.
can see the walkway around. But there will be 4 rooms, 2 on each side, that are dedicated to the museum space, art classes. We have a friend here, Miss Jackie. She's an artist.
Yes.
What's up, Miss Jackie? How you doing? That's got to be what, the 6th, 7th friend?
She's not a YouTuber though.
Yes.
That's
We
okay.
know Miss Jackie. We love her.
Very,
She's
very
doing
well.
some art for us as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you
She's
need,
doing out of our
let me
sign.
do a plug.
Yes.
If you need an artist, get in touch with Gabby, myself, or Eric, and we can send you to the right person.
Yeah,
Jackie,
she's a
that's the
beautiful
person.
artist. Yes. So
Absolutely.
she wants to do art classes upstairs. So I envision the first room above the gift shop
Mhm.
will be the art classes, and her office, I believe, will be on that side.
Wow.
And then there, one of the museum rooms behind that, which will be above my office and the employee section, will be above that, the other museum room. And then straight ahead, looking over the roller skating rink, will be an observation window.
Mhm.
So it won't be open. You can't just like throw stuff onto the ring,
Right.
but an observation window so that people can just, some people just want to look down and see other people skate.
Man, that's
And
amazing.
so that will be from upstairs, and then on the left side will be the other 2 museum rooms. In between will be the upstairs restrooms. Above the restrooms, remember I said will be downstairs.
Okay.
Now,
So then coming back around, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's observation room, museum, restrooms, other museum room. So above the space where the vendors are out front will be a conference room that we can also rent out to people, for birthday parties or yoga class or
That's
meetings.
amazing.
Yeah, something like
Now there was one detail that may seem small. For me, it's huge, that we talked about before we actually did this interview.
Okay.
And that was paying homage
To the
to
ancestors, yes.
the ancestors, particularly those who fought for us and who impacted, and gave us the opportunity that we have now. Can you share a little bit about who's going to be on that
Yes,
wall?
That's the best part of it. That's the best part of it. That's the most exciting part of it. So I was inspired by the ancestor wall in Ghana. That is, I think, is it in Cape Coast? I have not been to Ghana, but there's another YouTuber, Bomani Tayim. I can't remember how to say his name.
Well, shout out.
Bomani.
Shout out. That's the
Tayim.
first one that we don't know personally.
But he does tours from the U.S. to Ghana and other places. And I believe he was in the Gambia not too long ago.
Wow.
A few months ago, I think he brought a group to Senegal and Gambia.
Okay.
But anyway, he posted some videos, if y'all look them up, a few years, I think 2019, for the year of return.
Okay.
And they have an area called the Ancestor Wall, and it's murals of all the ancestors, the greats that have done great things for the people of melanin. That did great things.
Amazing.
So I want to include that in intro. So on all the walls, inside the museum spaces, inside the atrium, on the balcony, the walkway around the second floor balcony, I want to have murals that show Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, Kwame Nkrumah,
Wow.
That's
Harriet
beautiful.
Tubman.
Wow.
Just as many in as many different fields. We have done great things.
Yes.
People of African descent,
Right.
melanin.
Right.
We have done great things, and a lot of those people
Have not even been
their
recognized.
efforts have not been recognized.
Right.
Their inventions have been stolen.
Yeah.
Their credit has not been given to them. So I just want to make sure that we acknowledge and honor as many of them as we can on the walls of intro, on the inside walls of intro, and inside each room, in all fields,
Yeah.
sports,
Yes.
music,
Absolutely. It's all important.
science,
Yeah.
Man, you know,
education. And for each mural, my daughter actually mentioned, let's do it this way. So I'm going to put their name, the year of arrival and departure from, our world, and what they did. But the part about what they did she said we should have it in English, Lula, Mandinka,
Mm.
and Wola,
Wow.
Good.
so
That's
that
really
everybody can
Can
enjoy
know,
and
yeah.
learn,
That is
and we can learn a little bit of the different languages,
Right.
you know, how to say those things. So I don't know, much. I know a few words
Yeah.
in these languages, but I do plan to work with people who do speak these languages,
Yeah.
so we could figure out
How to put it
how to
in.
portray it on the wall.
That is amazing.
So
For
let me
each
ask you,
ancestor.
because I know when we first started this conversation, Eric asked you, what are you bringing to the Gambia? What business idea? I know that the way that you're explaining this right now, I know that, I mean, it's huge. It's a huge business idea. It's a vision.
Yes.
So let's talk about the vision. Where did this start? How did this start for you? Like, what made, when you came to Africa, did you already have this in mind? Like, or did this just develop? Just because you can look around and say, okay, I can see what's needed.
Yeah.
But is this something that's already been in your heart? Is this just...
It developed over time. Like I said, up
So it
until
has
last
been in your
summer.
heart.
Yes.
And developed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It is. And last summer is when I first started looking up, because of everything that was going on in the U.S. I knew for years, I already knew I wasn't planning to retire in the U.S. So it was just a matter of picking where I was going to go. I had already started saving money for wherever, whenever. But so last year it started once I realized, and it was actually shown to me that I need to go to the Gambia, because I was like, where should I go? Like a lot of people, where I want to go to Africa, but where in Africa exactly?
Right.
So one day at work, I was just pondering that question, and so the bags that came to where I was sitting that day when I got my answer, when the tag cannot be read by the machines, it'll pop up, red on the screen. So when I scan the tag, then it'll show blue. The next line will be in blue, and then if it's good to go, it'll get a green light, to go. So one day I just happened to notice that screen, and I saw the red. The background was white, so you see red, background white, and then blue, background white, and then green. And that's the Gambian flag. Red, white, blue, white, green, in that order. And then I noticed the first letter of each of those lines was A-I-R. And people were saying, I can't breathe, from after George Floyd was killed. So for me to see air, and it was in the Gambian flag, then I was just like, there's air, I could breathe in the Gambia. So it's like, so for me, that for me was my sign that I need to look into the Gambia. So that's when I really proceeded with that. And then as far as what we were going to do once we got here, initially my daughter and I were prepared to make sandwiches and sit on the side of the road and just what are we going to do? We're gonna make this work.
Ain't nobody gonna be hungry.
Peanut butter and jelly,
Hey.
we got to.
Peanut butter and jelly. Hey.
But I really, so it started as far as like, don't come here looking for a job. You gotta come here ready to work for yourself. So at first it started like that, but then we spoke to my daughter's friends. Her best friend's parents are entrepreneurs in the U.S. and their suggestion was, think of what you would do with no sleep and to the middle of the night with no sleep, nothing to eat, you just for free. What would you do? What would you, what's in your heart to really have a passion for? What do you have a passion for? Yeah. What would you do just anyway? What do you just feel like you have to get up and do every day? So I love books. Like I said, I worked in libraries. I love books. Traveled a little bit, and most of the places I've been to, I try to find a museum. I love sculptures. I love museums. So books, museum, sandwiches.
Put it all together and call it intro. That's what I'm saying.
So I was like, Gabby's flag, my interest, and what you're passionate about, as well as how you want to help other people, and become educated. So I think that's awesome.
Not only that, but also another part that was really nagging me from the beginning, from Atlanta, was I've seen how Black American culture has been projected throughout the world,
Mhm.
and it's one version of it.
Mhm.
It's one aspect of it. It's the hip hop kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not I like hip hop.
Right.
I'm not
I know what you're
slamming
saying.
it. I'm just saying that there's
It's more to
there's
us.
there's a lot
Yeah,
more
we
to
are
us. We've
more
contributed a
versatile than
lot more
Yes.
than
Absolutely.
sagging
We were
pants.
Mhm.
kings and
And
queens.
yes, I
Royalty.
mean we
Yeah.
we're inventors. We've done
Inventors,
a lot.
absolutely.
You know, we shine in every field we attack.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, global African family, the global African, we've got plenty of scientists and doctors and
Yes.
teachers, educators. So, it seems like our culture has been, exported to the world in one version, like one viewpoint of it. So I kind of wanted to, that's why I named it intro in particular, because I wanted to introduce us to the Gambia.
Yeah. I
They
think
got
that's
the narrative
amazing.
from, not just Gambia, but everywhere
Yeah.
has received a narrative from others.
Mhm.
That the narrative of Black Americans or blacks in the diaspora from others who have, maybe an agenda or, maybe
Yeah.
just not really our best interests at heart.
I love it because it gives us an opportunity to create our own narrative
Absolutely.
and be in control.
One of the things that we're taught is where it all began. They don't talk about the history prior to the Gambia,
Mhm.
to the West, where
Yeah.
we were taken over in ships. So you're, like you said, changing the narrative and also doing it in a place where all we remember is this, where we were taken from is, is slavery.
Mhm.
So I think that that's going to be very educational for not just, adults, but for the children. They
Yes.
have a whole new history lesson coming from the place that was deemed our slavery.
Yeah.
Now we're changing the narrative. We're becoming who we really are. We're walking in the royalty and as entrepreneurs and all of the different things. And I think that's amazing that it's starting here.
Yeah.
So part of it is, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh no. So part of it is introducing ourselves with our own projecting our own narrative
Yes.
of ourselves
I love that.
to this part of our family,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I love that.
And also, intro is short for introspection because a lot of us were indoctrinated against ourselves,
Oh wow.
right?
Wow.
That's good.
So it's I want it to be a place of healing, mentally healing as well for ourselves. I mean, not a therapist or anything, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying to have a place to go and read about your people, to read your history. A place to even just look on the walls and see, like, I love that ancestor wall in Ghana, even though I have not been to visit. I want to go visit it, but someday. But I want to also create that here so that it will be a place of introspection and healing for ourselves too. And for some people, coming here also, it's to get to pick up and move.
Right.
Just like that.
Oh yeah.
It can be jarring for some people as well. So it would kind of be like, say, somebody from Nigeria goes to New York. They don't know anybody there.
Right.
But then you see this one place that has a Nigerian flag. Sorry. So then you see this one place that has a Nigerian flag in a place where you've never been before. Then you're like, wow.
It brings
I
a
can
level of
relate to that.
comfort.
Like
Yeah.
you feel like
Yeah,
that,
familiarity.
Yes. So it's not going. It's going to have a Pan African feel. So it's not going to be any particular flag.
Yeah.
But inside we'll have the Gambian flag on one side, the Pan African flag on the other side, and on the balconies on the inside. Sorry, thinking again.
No, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Because on one side the Gambian flag starts with red, Pan African flag starts with red. So then I'm thinking of the balconies. On one side it'll go red. One side will be red, and then white, blue, white, green. The Pan African flag is red, black, green. So they meet on both ends. Red and green will meet on both ends on the balcony. But
very, very detailed. Very
because I can
intentional.
see it.
Yeah,
I can
very,
really
very
see the
detailed.
building.
It says write the vision.
Yeah,
And make
I
it
can
plain.
really
Make
see
it plain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I guess, because this is just as exciting, or a little bit maybe more exciting, than everything that's been said. Can you imagine that? And that is that the next step in this process. Now, I understand you already have your land,
Yes.
and
We have land where-
that's a major deal. How big is the land?
I thank you for introducing me to the lawyer who's
Oh,
helping
no
us do
problem.
this.
Oh, Mr.
Awesome.
Martin, thank
Yes,
you,
he's an
because
excellent
our
lawyer.
reputation was on the line. So we thank you for
And
not
he is a great
using
lawyer.
her, for just doing what you needed to do to, so we highly respect you.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
a great lawyer, so he's helping us get the paperwork together. He's already handed me some of the paperwork, the initial.
Yeah. How big is the land?
It's 150 meters by 100 meters.
150 meters by 100 meters.
Yes.
Already purchased,
yes.
already ready.
Yes.
You've seen the sketches as she was talking about them. So she already has everything.
Yes.
Okay. But what's the next step in this process?
So the next step is where I pulled together this team of outside investors and donors and anyone who wants to support this project, because it is a big project, and it's going to take more than just me. I have a
Absolutely.
board of directors, and they've been very helpful in helping me as far as getting registered in the Gambia as a corporation, a limited corporation here in the Gambia. So I have a board of directors, but now I need to build a team of people who are willing to roll up their sleeves and help us build this place.
So give us a little detail
operate
of
it.
that. I mean, how can people be a part of this? I mean, because I know right now you're in the process of building the structure, right? And this is the piece that you want people to be involved with.
Yes,
Okay, so
absolutely.
how can they do that?
We've posted a flyer on social media, and Miss Cynthia posted it on her social media as well. And on there, it's contact at introfamilyfundcenter.com.
Hold on one second. Let's go back. Okay. I think I heard you say something about shares.
Yes.
So can you explain that? Like,
Okay,
how
well-
can people be a part of that?
The board and I decided to offer a limited number of shares of the company to the public.
So that means people are not just giving and not getting anything.
Right.
They're actually giving something and making an investment in a Pan-African company and are going to get returns from that.
Yes.
Come on.
Over the years. So we're offering a limited number of shares at $50 per share, and the expected return will be 150% of your initial investment will be returned to you over time, starting 1 year after we open for business. So say when we open for business, then every year after that, on the anniversary of that date, every year we will issue returns, profit shares to the investors until I don't know how many years it might take, but until we've paid each investor 150% of their initial investment. So it could take some years, but that's the plan.
I honestly don't believe it'll take some years.
Yeah. Well, I'm editing all of that anyway.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like you said earlier, it's the first in Gambia.
Yes.
Secondly, it's a place where people's families can come.
I was going to say that. You got to look
I want
at
it to
who
be-
you are impacting.
Yes.
People need this.
Yeah.
People need this. People want this. And so it's going to take off. It's going to be amazing, man. So how can people contact you and get the ball rolling?
The email is contact at introfamilyfundcenter.com.
All right.
So INTRO at FAMILYFUNCENTER.com.
Now listen, we're going to also have this in the description. Yeah, in the description of this particular episode. So
And we'll put it on the screen as well.
yeah.
The flyer.
Well, I was going to do that, but I got to edit that too.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right, man. So that's amazing. That is so amazing. This has been an amazing interview. I just, I can't wait to see this because it's going to be yet another black business established here to impact people. And that's what I'm about. I want to see businesses popping up. I want to see us all working together instead of working against each other.
Right.
I want to see us in unity instead of competing.
Right.
And I just want all us to be prosperous. You
One
know?
more thing can I mention?
Sure.
The music that will be played. I'm very particular about that.
Mhm.
You should
And in the years into the future, I hope that this continues to be. I want to make sure that it's clean music, family friendly music.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have plenty of fun, clean, conscious
Yes.
hip hop,
Yeah.
rap
Yeah.
music,
Yes.
jazz music,
Yes.
R&B
Yes.
music, pop music. We have plenty of clean music that is not self-destructive.
Yes.
So that's a particular sticking point for me. The music that will be played at intro will be conscious, family friendly, uplifting, positive music. We have plenty of it.
Right.
And
Are you open? And you can edit whether you edit. Are you open to accepting music? This is a musical page. I mean, Eric and myself, we love music, right? And we have a lot of musicians that, that reach out to us or that we know that do uplifting music.
Okay.
Are you open to even having people send you CDs or send you
Sure,
different
I'm
things
going to screen
as a donation?
I would love it. I'm going to screen everything that comes through.
Yes.
And there's plenty of, like, do you remember
Because there's so much.
KRS-One?
Right,
and,
right. But
our
there's even some
Airbnb
musicians
and
out there that's not recognized because
Right.
they don't want to go through that system
Right.
that has clean
And they want to
conscious
stay
music.
Yeah.
positive and
Yeah,
conscious.
absolutely.
I think that's
Send
a
it.
great, so
Yeah.
I want to just keep talking about it.
Okay.
I'm excited for her.
Well,
Because I'm telling you, me and my kids will be there.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the thing,
Absolutely.
I want
And
to keep the prices, we're going to determine prices that will be something affordable that will make people want to come several times a week.
Yes.
More people,
That's
local
good.
local residents will want to come several times a week.
I wanted to ask you this though, or will you be offering any type of history classes? Like, do you have anything in mind?
That would be great.
Where you can kind of like give some, maybe Wednesday out of the week, you have a history class that can relate to both children and as well as adults.
That would be great. I envision some meetings, like in the evenings, we can announce it ahead of time about, because what we did, not we, but I was part of another group at the time that did a Q&A event,
Okay.
and we invited a history teacher and a Griot
I think that would
that
be
came and
great.
spoke, and it was a small crowd, but definitely I want to do more of those.
Yes.
So that would be great to do an intro as well.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
amazing. Amazing, amazing, and amazing. Look, we are not out of words, as you can see, but we are out of time.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in. We're going to ask you again, go ahead and subscribe. Join this family.
Yes.
You know you're being impacted. All right? Positive. It ain't no drama on here. We're not talking about nobody, putting nobody down, none of that. All right? So we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful,
Great.
wonderful.
And again, thank our guest,
Yes.
Gabby, for coming
Absolutely.
on and sharing your vision and sharing. I know when you, one of the things that I did want to ask you, you can put this wherever you want to put it, but one of the things that I did want to ask you is when you finally said, you know what, this is not too big for me. I can do this. What was that moment? What was it that drew you to say, okay, let me just put together, let me start putting in action what I believe that can happen?
I'm glad you brought it back to that because we were going to talk
Yes.
about it before.
Right.
I was sitting in my room, kind of not sure about if I could really handle this project, you know. And then I watched a video that you all posted about manifestation, and it really helped me just say, you know what, get the notebook out and just start writing my business plan.
Do what you have, what's in your control.
Yes.
That's good.
And
Amazing.
it really did motivate me. I think I posted a comment under there too. But But it really did motivate me to just do it, you know, and I think that stops a lot of people. You know, a lot of us are creative.
Yes.
We have ideas.
That's so true.
But as far as taking it from an idea or a dream, you know, to actually
Physical.
working on it, go for it, you know, do it, that we get scared, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
there's something
absolutely.
blocking us from pushing through and just
Right.
saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going
Right.
to take responsibility for this
Mhm.
and take that step forward. And I got to tell you, so far with this vision,
Mhm.
which, you know, it grew from sandwiches
Right,
to, you know,
right,
like books
right.
in museum, and to roller skating rink. That was the missing piece. So it grew into that. But every door has opened for me so far along this path.
You already
And-
have people who invested.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I mean, it started with, as far as even getting to the Gambia.
Yes.
I heard from a friend of mine I had not heard from in a little over a year. Prior to coming here, I hadn't heard from her in over a year. And when I made up my mind, you know, I told you about the thing I saw at work that just was like,
Right.
this is
That
it.
was your confirmation.
Then I heard from her. Because I was like, okay, now I gotta figure out how am I gonna get to, you know, Africa. You know. But she was like, I have a friend, you know, I told her, we were catching up, you know, how are you doing? How you been? And she said, I have a friend that lives in the UK that has a Airbnb in Senegal. And, you know, there's a flight from New York to Senegal. So that'll get you close. You know? And I was like, wow, thank you so much. You know?
Amazing.
And we, you know, she gave me her friend's number. I did a phone video chat with her friend. Very nice, beautiful woman. And she was like, sure, I'll block out these dates for you and your daughter. So I was like, thank you so much. And the host that because she lives in the UK, but she keeps a place in Senegal. So she has a host in Senegal that helps the people that stay at her place. He taught himself English, and he was very helpful. Because, you know, if you don't know Wolof, you got to know French. And he taught himself English, so that was helpful to me. You know?
Yes,
I was like, I
absolutely.
don't know how to navigate, navigate there. So that fell into place as soon as I made the decision.
Wow. So if you could summarize just basically what you received from that message, that I know you said a lot just now as it relates to your experience and how things fell in place, but for somebody that's listening that has a big vision, whether that vision is to do something, start a business, or whether that vision is to move to Africa or another place, and they're having those feelings, if you can just summarize what you received that day when you listened to that message, to give somebody step by step, what would you say?
The first thing is to go within. Go within to get verification. When you have a question or a decision to make, definitely go within and get in tune with how you feel about that decision. Get in tune with the creator within you, the Most High within you. Because if you get your mind quiet enough to where you can listen, you'll feel that comfort. You know, if it's the right decision for you, you got to settle your mind down enough to get quiet enough and just go within first. Be still, and get that confirmation from within. That's the first step. Go within, and then once you get confirmation, might not be immediate, it might not be instant, but once you get that answer, you'll know that's your answer as far as whether to go this way or that on that particular question. Then once you get your answer, take that step. And just know that you'll be carried. I mean, so far I feel like my experiences here in the Gambia have been great. And I'm happy. It could have been so much more challenging. I feel bad when I hear other people going through some challenges. And so far, every step, I gotta tell you, each door has opened to let me know this is where you do, this is what you do next, this is where you go next, this is who you talk to next, this is what you do next. So I don't feel that anxious, you know, anymore. I felt very anxious when I was in Atlanta. I couldn't even think straight, really. But once I got that, okay, you're going here, and then how do I get there? Okay, then this door opened up. Here's my friend that has a place there. And then also, I mean, just, there was one day I was like, I need to find a lawyer, you know, here in the Gambia. And then I happened to come to Soul Food, and you all were meeting with a lawyer. And I was like,
needed to do
okay.
that. You fell right on time.
That's what I'm saying. That's how this process has been for me so far. It's been each step of the way, this door is just open for me. And so as long as I stay on the right path and do the right thing, maintain peace and righteousness with everybody as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Not perfect, but you know, just trying to navigate and just try to choose the right choice and stay on the right path. You know, right from wrong. You know, so just trying to do the right thing, do everything the right way, stay on that path. Everything is being open for me.
And manifest.
It's manifesting. Yes, absolutely. And I thank you for posting that video, because that gave me the encouragement to pick up the pen, open my notepad, and just start writing out the plan, the business plan.
When
sketching,
she came down
you know?
here and showed us, the details of this vision, and she was very, another thing, can I add to your, what I asked you? if I can add to that, is not just be still. No, first, let's go back to the top. Go within.
Right.
Be still.
Right.
Do you have a third one? Well,
Take that step.
And then move forward. The fourth one would be, don't tell nobody about it.
True. Move in silence.
Move in silence. You don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Absolutely.
If the Most High puts something in your heart, if you have a vision, business, whatever it is, you don't have to prove to anybody what you have to do or what your calling is or whatever. Just move in silence, because the moment that you start talking and doing a lot of talking, you have people that will attack that vision because they don't want to see it come, don't want to see it manifest. So move in silence
Until it's the right time.
Until it's the right time. And that's exactly what Gabby did. She moved in silence. Nobody really knew. She told a few people, and nobody really knew what was going on. But now,
she told who was involved in helping her to get where she needed to be. That's the key.
Yes, absolutely. She didn't have anything to prove. And that's what I love about her the humility and her humble spirit, and she knew she's a woman of determination. You know, she got the message, she knew what she needed to do, and she moved forward with that. And so I'm encouraging you as well out there to move forward, take those steps that she did, move forward, what you have placed in your heart to do, and get it done, and watch it manifest.
The Creator, if it's for you, the Creator will open the way for you.
I think I better stop talking. Like, oh my God.
No,
she gonna cry now? Because I was going to go there.
See your tears welling up. Like, please.
That's how we do.
Okay.
That's the kind of conversations we have. So.
Listen, family, and you are family. Listen, if this is touching you and impacting you in any way, I want you to make some comments on this episode on how it's inspiring you to make your move, whether that be the move from the West to the Gambia, wherever you may be, or whether that be a move to start your own business and empower yourself, okay? All right, so we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful and productive day, night, evening, whatever time it is when you're looking at this, okay?
Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.
It's the next episode of Going Home with Eric and Nicole.